Nancy Pelosi and the future of organization in the new Congress. But to get other political news, John Mercurio over at Hotline joins us. Go ahead, sir.
Good morning, Pedro. Well, it's only 2006, but starting next week, at least in New Hampshire and Washington, D.C., voters are going to be treated to their first 2008 presidential television ad, a 60-second ad trying to urge Senator Barack Obama to get into the presidential campaign. A group called DraftObama.org, which is a group that's trying to encourage Obama to get into this presidential campaign, announced yesterday it is going to start running a 60-second ad in New Hampshire and in Washington State. This will be the first television ad in the presidential campaign that is still 2 years away. There were some ads that were run last year, some radio ads trying to encourage Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and Rudy Giuliani to get into the campaign. But at this point, this would be the very first ad, as I said, to run for a television ad to run for 2008. It's called Believe Again. The ad will be called Believe Again, and it's trying to encourage people from both parties, from all parties, to get behind Barack Obama as sort of a voice of new politics in America. So get ready. Next, I want to talk about a new poll out today, an NBC News Wall Street Journal poll on the 2008 presidential campaign. It's got some warning signs for a Republican front-runner, Senator John McCain, especially if an independent candidate like New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg decides to run. Let me run through these numbers. First, on the Democratic side, despite all the Obama mania that we've been seeing over the past several weeks, Hillary Clinton maintains a strong lead in that race, almost a 2-to-1 lead over Barack Obama. She leads 37% to 18% over Obama. John Edwards in third place, former senator. John Edwards with 14%, and John Kerry with just 11%. That's the top four field in the Democratic side. On the Republican side, you've got Rudy Giuliani, former New York City mayor, leading 34%. McCain second with 29%, and then it falls much farther down the road. Newt Gingrich, former House Speaker, just 10%, and Mitt Romney, who's been creating a lot of buzz in Washington as a Republican candidate, with just 8%. A lot of this, of course, based on name identification at this point in the campaign. What's interesting, though, in the head-to-heads that we looked at, if Michael Bloomberg does decide to run, he poses a strong problem for John McCain. Without Bloomberg in the race, we've seen several polls that have shown that McCain leads Hillary Clinton by a significant amount. With Bloomberg in the race, even though he's from New York City and presumably would draw heavily from Hillary Clinton in New York, Clinton leads McCain 40% to 39%, with Bloomberg taking 10%. And in other races, there seems to be a problem, or in other head-to-heads with McCain without Bloomberg in the race, he's still, at this point, looks like he's having some trouble breaking away from the Democratic candidate. Facing just Barack Obama, a McCain-Obama head-to-head. McCain with 43%, Obama 38%. And against John Edwards, the 2004 vice presidential candidate, obviously has widespread name ID, which is attributing, I think, some part of it. Edwards leads McCain 43% to 41%. So not particularly good news for John McCain in that poll. And finally today, up in New Hampshire, this out of the New Hampshire Union leader, John DeStaso, their political reporters saying that a lot of Democrats waiting to find out whether former Governor Jeanne Shaheen is going to get into the Senate race, the 2008 Senate race, against her 2002 Republican opponent, Senator John Sununu. But while people are waiting for that, there's another potentially strong candidate who is talking very seriously about running. State Senator David Gottesman of Nashua has said that he's strongly considering the race. He's talking to a lot of political strategists, experts around the state about a run, and is expected to announce over the next several weeks. Another potential candidate, Democrat Steve Marchand, who's the mayor of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, is saying that he plans to announce his decision or his plans in early next year. Now, you remember, of course, Sununu won this race very narrowly in 2002, a very good year for Republicans, against Jeanne Shaheen. It was a little bit of an upset. But since then, New Hampshire has seen a little bit of a trend towards Democrats. Just last month, you saw Democrats defeat both Republican House members of the congressional delegation, and Democrats took back the state legislature. So a lot of warning signs, I think, for Republicans in New Hampshire for 2008. Pedro?
John Mercurio, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Open phones until 9 o'clock. Here are the numbers: 202-737-0001.